Hello. Sorry for the late triumphal entry, but just been busy, but I just need to set some final things up, get the score bug and everything ready, and be on our way. All right, let me just open a few things here. Make sure that y'all are actually here. And then I'll need to start to get your comments here and everything. No, please don't let it. Okay, all right, good. All right, let me fix this score bug quickly. Where is it? Where is it? Arsenal, no, United. There. And I want Arsenal. And I want there. And to change the colors. Bang. Change the colors. Bang. Whew. All right, let me check at the comments. If they ever decided to arrive. Whoa, easy. All right, well done. Easy. All right, okay, I got all your comments now. Man United gonna win, trust. Well, at this point, I want them to win. To surely dash Arsenal's hopes, but I don't know. I think if they get a draw, I'd consider themselves lucky. But here's what it is. All right, let me get my what is it that I wanted to do here? That's at the stream, the chat. Okay. All right, just give me a sec here. This monitor is overlapping. Is there an issue with my audio? There's overlap. Okay, where are you playing from? Okay. There you go. Bro, the echo. Okay, is it still echoing now? I should have fixed it now. No, it's fine. Okay, good. Still not sure where that echo was coming from, but I think it should be good. And right, that looks decent, right? And I think it's okay. I'm like a second or two behind. Whoa, 𝐻𝙗𝐿𝑖𝑛, come on, finish! Oh no! Come on, 𝐻𝙗𝐿𝑖𝑛, man. You gotta finish there. All right, what's the next thing? Okay, that's it, the chat. So that you guys can actually paste and chat here as well, if it ever decides to come. There we go. And send you there. Activate. All right, there you go. I think I've got it there set. I can read your chats now. Right. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're back. And I can finally start taking your actual questions. All right. Who's your GOAT, if I may ask? Messi, Pele, Maradona. I mean, the fact that in all of that you didn't mention Ronaldo, but for me, it's Messi. For me, it's Messi. I find it a bit bizarre that in all that you wouldn't put Ronaldo in there. But yeah. Support Spurs? Yes, I do. I was just about to answer this. So, what London club do I support? I support Spurs. So I need United to do me a favor here. Although I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not very confident in their ability to do so. Hold on, I want to try something. I think I'm gonna be very. Tu parles français? Oui. I'm gonna be daring this time around. I don't think this should get me in trouble in terms of copyright, but I think I may be able to at least include audio from the commentary. So, you guys, if we get if the stream all of a sudden stops, y'all will know why. But I'll try to do my best. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, United are playing quite well, at least to start off. Nah, that's cop. I think if I play the audio, because it's gonna decrease and it's gonna be music. Tu supportes toujours le PSG? Oui. Bah, je vais pas arrêter de supporter le PSG juste parce qu'on a perdu. Junior praying the senior moment taking down. I mean, I think I've done it in the past in moments. I'll make sure the audio is quite low though, so you guys will be able to hear it in the background. In fact, hold on, let me even decrease it more here within OBS. And every time I talk, it's gonna go down, but you guys will be able to hear it just about. All right. That being said, let me know if you guys can hear the audio there.
Saka one way and Havertz the other. Saka behind off Evans for a corner.
It should be there now.
He's one-on-one with Johnny Evans. Wasn't really an obvious option in the middle. Just when he gets into that.
I can hear it. We can. All right. Okay. I'll keep it like this. It's quite low. You guys should see every time I speak, it goes down. My game's like a minute ahead. I mean, all right. I think, see, I've actually been always curious as to the game delay, because depending on how you decide to watch the game, you'll get different amounts of delay. And I'm not even just speaking of, like you scroll back or whatnot. As in, watching it on TV, typically like straight cable, you get generally the highest or the lowest latency from like what's actually live and what's actually being played there. Then I think it goes to like if you watch it in an app. So whether in this case this is Sky that are diffusing the game, so I'm watching it on Now TV, and then it's when you watch it like online in Chrome or something. Are you streaming on Twitch? I am indeed, and actually, thanks you guys, we've been able to become a Twitch affiliate, so we can finally start making that cha-ching on Twitch, and you guys can like buy subs and so on and so forth. Although I don't think I've set it up correctly, so be my guest at this point if you guys want to go to Twitch or if you guys want to stay here on YouTube. Whatever tickles your fancy at this point. But yeah, we're live on all of the major platforms, including TikTok. But I can't see any of the TikTok chat or anything, unfortunately. Actually, you know what? Let's try something. Whoa. All right.
Necessarily on his toes.
Okay.
For Erik ten Hag, it was difficult to defend what happened at Selhurst Park. on the evening.
Never mind.
Recurs that Manchester United are, not for the first time this year, ripping it all up and starting all over again.
What are your guys' predictions? Who do you guys think is going to win today? So most people have Arsenal, United, draw. What are the general prevailing feelings on the tie? 3-2 to United, 2-0 Arsenal, draw 0-0, 1-0 United. All right, quite a variation in thought. Hello, amigo. Why can't you show the game on stream? By the way, I have Disney Plus Hotstar subscription, so I can watch the game too. But it would be better if I could watch one on stream. The reason you can't do that is for copyright reasons, right? If I show the game on my stream, I'm like, it's an alternative to then just paying for a subscription, which these companies pay a lot of money to be able to have the rights to diffuse this. So yeah, it's illegal on YouTube, which is why, for example, you don't see anybody else do so. But right now I've got the audio, which should be okay. I've got it pretty low. And also, like, the audio doesn't tell you anything about the actual game overall. So yeah. What about Twitch? Well, Twitch is a lot less Twitch is way less, what's the word I'm looking for, strict on it, but it's still a violation of copyright. It's still a violation of copyright, even if they don't catch me like live during the stream.
As a player, did history ever concern you at all? Arsenal's record on this ground is a point of interest perhaps to us. Is it in the heads of the players at all?
Not really. I mean, the only thing I would say is that Chelsea used to come here and do really well, and we were aware of that. We used to Stamford Bridge and we used to struggle. So there were teams that you knew that some people enjoy playing at your ground and you found it difficult going to theirs, and Arsenal, no doubt, they find it difficult here to win.
Odegaard Masterclass coming today. I mean, we'll see. We will see. What team you support? Support PSG primarily as my my main team, and then in terms of my English allegiances, Spurs.
They weren't at the best. They got over the line, and that's the most important thing. You just see here how
a counter's on here. Come on, find someone. Ah, it's a good tackle. Ah. Ooh-da. Bruno or Odegaard? I'd probably take Odegaard. I think he's better technically, but Bruno is quite good as well. If I had to take somebody up for my team, I'd take Odegaard. Thoughts on, I'm assuming you tried to put Dalot there. I mean, it's good. Nothing ridiculous, but certainly a good ball playing defender / fullback. But yeah. Good set. Have a hit. Ah, come on, Dalot. Speak of the devil.
Just watch where Dalot starts here. He's right next to Saka, who comes in part of the way.
Your thoughts on Spurs 2, Burnley 1? I haven't even watched like the highlights of the game, but yesterday I had to go to the Apple Store, and going to the Apple Store was so hectic. But there were, I think it was because there were a bunch of Spurs fans. It was right after the game, so yeah. But it's a good win. Last game. Nice to get a win for the final home game of the season. Hopefully, it's gonna be for better seasons to come. It's been ups and downs over the season. I guess right about where I would have expected Spurs to be. Challenging for top 4. I mean, guess it's not officially done yet, but yeah. Do you think Arsenal can win the league? Obviously, okay, they definitely can win the league, right? They're in a, at this point, 2-horse race with City. Now, do I think they will? I don't think so. Even like removing my Arsenal, hatred aside, there, I just think that City now, they've been here before. They've done it in the past. I think they'll just continue to go and win. And they could potentially just go on a win streak here or drop very few points. And the thing is, though, here it's Arsenal that have to. It's on Arsenal here to keep the pressure on and hope for a City slip up, which I don't think is going to happen. Thoughts on Messi in most and CR7. Oh, I'm okay. Thoughts on Messi in MLS and CR7 in Saudi Arabia, and is Saudi Arabia bad for football? Although European football has been doing this money thing for years. Yeah, I mean, I think actually I don't. My views on Messi on at the MLS have actually changed a bit, quite a bit since he's gone. I always thought like I have no problem him going there or anything. The thing that I didn't like was the sort of league making him not obviously just the a figurehead of the league, but even in more so making him like what almost feels like the savior of the league and the messianic figure coming to save the MLS and whatnot, and all that, and like stuff like how, for example, he has a personal deal, for example, with the MLS on all the subscriptions that he'll Apple TV gets or whatnot from that. I didn't like that, but I guess he in general with like Saudi Arabian money and whatnot, I don't have a specific problem with it. The only thing is I'd question whether it's sustainable and how long it's gonna last. You've already got a lot of the early players who went there. All the early players who went there who like already don't quite like, or the change adjustment to the new way of life and whatnot in Saudi Arabia has been such a culture shock, and they've already come back. And for example, the case of Jordan Henderson, where I've shown that they're not particularly happy there, as is, for example, the case with Karim Benzema and etc. And so with those things into account, I'd question that. But in terms of what they're doing and spending money, I have no problem with it. Like I feel like if you go and you have an inherent problem with whatchamacallit, people spending and splashing a lot of cash, well, then you have to have a problem with most European teams if you're going to be intellectually consistent. Offside? Oh, no, he's on. Thought he was offside there. Oh, my goodness. You've got to be kidding me, man. Who's kept him onside there? Who's kept him onside there? What the heck was that?
They are intent on going all the way.
That was terrible defending.
Casemiro's taken some criticism in this last.
Is it Casemiro? Nah, who scored?
Brilliant for Arsenal. Those Arsenal fans.
Trossard scored from a squaring from Havertz.
20 minutes, but he goes to split wide to get on the ball. Casemiro. As soon as Onana goes that way, Casemiro has to get up.
Casemiro's way too slow in coming back.
See that ball getting played back down that.
Now he's miles onside. Casemiro has to come back way quicker there.
He's in trouble, but then Trossard does what every good coming in from the opposite side. He'll make that.
That's crazy, man.
Inside the fullback. Wan-Bissaka is caught out.
I can't believe that, man. You gotta be joking.
And it's a simple one in the end.
It's a simple finish in the end. Great movement from Trossard there.
The run-in with greater smiling style than Leandro Trossard.
Do you think Ten Hag will be sacked if he wins the FA Cup? I think basically that's the only thing that could be his only potential saving grace. I think this is what our United's potential worst ever finish in the Premier League era. So not only that, you got completely thumped out of Europe, finishing dead last. Or the English seem to have conceded the most goals in the Champions League for the supposed biggest club in England. I think it's shambolic and it's disgraceful. And I think if he keeps his job, like, I don't know. I like, there's obviously like trust the process and whatnot. And his first season was, albeit decently successful and whatnot, getting a title and whatnot. But at this point, I think it's too much. Like, you really would need to be, I just don't get it. I think it's, he's not done enough to show that he's deserving and willing of getting more opportunities. Interesting question. Do you see Garnacho joining PSG? Well, there's no rumors or whatnot of Garnacho A, wanting to leave United, and then B, PSG being interested in signing him. So I'd say right now, no. I don't think so.
Goal here in 2002. Arsenal supporters.
Your thoughts on Mbappe leaving PSG? I've made an entire podcast episode on Mbappe and everything that's surrounding him and everything. So, yeah, if you go through... Oh, no, not again. If you go through and you just look on my channel, podcast, the first podcast episode 1 of Junior Unplugged, you'll see my thoughts on it. Junior Henderson also said that the playing conditions are horrible there because it's so hot in the summer, and all of that. And also, what's up, 𝐀𝐫𝐬𝐿? Thank you. But yeah, I think just generally speaking, I think most players eventually will see and become disenfranchised with the whole. We'll see the like. There's obviously like called the cultural barriers and whatnot of living over there, and some people say, well, it's worth the money and whatnot. But I think, what's the point of going and making, millions and millions and more money than you can ever imagine, all to live in a place that is so foreign to you, right? It's not a simple thing of I'm moving from one place in England to another, or to a different country in Europe, which have broadly similar cultural views and cultures just generally speaking. Going from that to Saudi Arabia, which is completely foreign, I think is an adjustment that all of these players can do. Yeah, I think there's that. I think they can probably maybe manage with the fact that you're playing in the hot heat. But I think for me, it's probably a lot of the aspects of the actual life and culture and whatnot of living there that I don't think they can contend with. And especially with Jordan Henderson and how, like, especially during the World Cup, he was, very critical of the regimes in the Middle East, so on and so forth. And then all of a sudden going to Saudi Arabia, joining them, and now coming back. It's sort of like, well, what did you expect, mate?
Play centre back, but I actually think that it was Roy Keane
I think Saudi Arabia is having its moment, but will ultimately fade out like the Chinese Super League. It's a big shame that Ronaldo ended his career there. I mean, I don't initially. That's what I actually thought. I thought that the Saudi Pro League was going to end up just like the Chinese Super League. I think, however, the difference between them and the huge one is that they did sign Ronaldo, the second biggest, arguably, player of all time. And with that, Neymar also went, Karim Benzema. So those are huge players of our generation that have gone there, and a bunch of other players. Whereas, especially with the Chinese Super League, it was really players at the end of their career. Obviously, it's the same thing with the Saudi Pro League to a certain extent. But you've had quite a lot of players going to the Saudi Pro League who are in sort of like their peaks or aren't like necessarily old and whatnot. And so I think it's different there. You're mad at Mbappe for leaving PSG. I mean, it depends. Yes and no, I guess. No, in the sense that, I mean, I saw it coming. He said it explicitly several times. So that aspect. And also, like, he's also done, like, given the club 7 full years at the club, being a good servant for the club. So it's a lot more years than I would have expected him to be there. I think most PSG fans who were, you know, rational, I would say, I think always thought that he wasn't going to finish his career here at PSG as much as they may have wanted it to be. So there's that aspect. But then also, the aspects I do want him are really is the condition in which he left. In the fact that prior to everything happening and whatnot, he said that he didn't feel like there had been enough investment from the higher ups at the club, that he didn't like the decision, the sporting project and whatnot. We gave him everything. We got his favorite sporting director in Luis Campos, who we worked with who essentially brought him through the ranks at Monaco. And with that, we got Christophe Galtier last year. This season, we brought a bunch of, like, a lot of the players that they signed were sort of, I guess, Mbappe adjacent and friendly with him. Brought a lot of his fellow French compatriots. And Dembele, Colomwani, Hernandez, so on and so forth. He played in the role that he wanted. He had basically everything going his way. Oh my goodness, and he scored there. Everything was going his way. And then after all that, he's been given the full keys. He had everybody he wanted to leave left. Neymar left. Messi left. Verratti left. He was now the main man at the club. And despite all these things, now he's like, okay, now this is where I decide to jump ship. And also, obviously, the circumstances in which he left, this will we, won't we, the things he said about the club, the antics, the drama, and so forth, I do resent him for. But, like, I'm also not going to be one of those PSG fans who's completely ungrateful. I still thank him for the services he's brought to the club, and I will be actually, I think, streaming, because the thing is, PSG plays today, and it's going to be at home, which is Mbappe's last ever potential, most likely, game for playing, at least in this era. We'll see if maybe Mbappe comes back, you know, later on in his career. But certainly for now, at least, Mbappe's last game at the Parc des Princes wearing PSG colors. Casemiro fell off, or is it because of Ten Hag? Well, I think it's a bit of both. Number one, he's quite old, right? So he's not as bubbly and as energetic as he perhaps once used to be. But then there's also the fact that, yeah, there's also the manager. I think he's unquestionable. Under a better managerial situation, he'd certainly be a lot better. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. How mad were you when you watched PSG versus Dortmund? Well, I mean, my full live reaction is on YouTube, so I guess you can go discern for yourselves how mad I actually was. So, I'd say that generally speaking, I was pretty, like, obviously, like, not happy about it, but I wasn't like fuming and, you know, like breaking TVs there. I was disappointed, but measuredly so. Come on, Nacho. Someone, find someone, man. Come on, Manu.
Garnacho fell in front of White. Manu picked up pieces.
Have a hit.
Casemiro. Well reached it, back in by Amrabat. Out by Saliba. By McTominay from Manu.
I mean, he's playing quite well. Actually, all that being said, United aren't playing terribly. At least, like, I think they have had most of the possession. They've had good spells on the ball here, but Arsenal are also doing what they need to do, defending well, have limited United to few chances and few opportunities. So, yeah.
What was so good there is that he's got a real problem, Gabriel, so he has to stand up for it. But look at how quick those Arsenal players back tackle and get back in around him. He's isolated on his own. You think, right, there's a chance, but look at them all. That's how you defend.
Ronaldo is performing well, and his prediction is good. Definitely not better than 𝐶𝐬𝐿𝐾𝐼𝐿, but still, players are coming. But there are rumors that Benzema might return to Madrid. I don't think he's going to return to Madrid. I don't think so. Like, unless he does so under, like, severely reduced wages. I mean, he's already left. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to come back. I don't think he should come back either. Mbappe to Real Madrid will do more harm than good. Do you agree with me? As the lineups Real have is perfect, and you can't replace anyone, to be honest, with Vini and Rodrigo on attack, with Belly goal as the number 10, and Kroos, Valverde, Tchouaméni, and the back four is replaceable. I mean, I don't necessarily agree. I was speaking with Manny on the pod, and he said that he feels like he'll make the team worse. I don't necessarily know if I'd agree wholeheartedly with that. Mbappe is top, like, one of, if not the top player in the world. And so if you bring him in, like, if he does well, if Mbappe performs at his full capabilities, I think Mbappe, he will make Real Madrid better. Now, where he plays and how and so forth, because his best position, I guess, is not really is sort of already occupied to a certain degree at Real Madrid with Vini. But yeah, I think broadly in the case, I don't think he'll make Real Madrid worse.
A link. Havertz does that well for Arsenal. Rice makes runs into the box so that he can cross it. They get good possession. Not sure whether they're trying to work it for a cross or trying to play combinations.
Come on, Garnacho. Oh, by the way, can you guys like actually hear the commentary though? Like, obviously I can't make it too much louder, but is it like loud enough so you guys can still hear it and whatnot? Or is it distracting at all? Yep, yeah. Okay, we can. Okay, all right. Make it louder. I can. It's good, not distracting. As in, would you guys? No, it's not loud. I can increase it maybe just a tad bit. All right. There. Okay, that's probably the most I could increase it to comfortably here. Watch out for copyright. I will. I mean, yeah. I think I'm covering commentary on top of it, so I think I should be good. It's pretty transformative. There's none of the game actually playing. I'm talking quite frequently, interacting with you guys, so I think I should be okay. I think, at least in the terms of the law. But if for example after the stream and whatnot, I see that it's ineligible for monetization, then I won't do it in the future. But I guess we're doing a trial run. honestly, I don't understand. I don't like the statement PSG is an oil club, because Chelsea was also bought by a US and Russian billionaire, or other clubs as well. Of course, it's banter, but still. I mean, yeah, a lot of people say, yeah, oh, it's just banter, it's banter. But eventually, like, if people continuously say, people just genuinely believe that. And oftentimes it's, like, I guess it's fine when it's banter, but for example, when people just dismiss anything, oh my goodness. you could hear him, all right, come on, United here. Nah, nothing there. Get up. But yeah, with regards to like, yeah, PCs and oil club and whatnot, I mean, it's fine if it's all the banter and whatnot, but as soon as you go, and you see, that.
I mean, for me, he's got into.
Hold on, let me see.
I think he's actually stepped on Partey's foot, actually, which made it.
No, that's not a foul. It's not a foul.
No penalty for me.
But as soon as you go, for example, people go and start dismissing basically anything, any opinion the PSG fans have, or dismissing PSG wholeheartedly, oh, because it's an oil club. I think that's where it becomes problematic.
The words of John Brooks are that, as you say, Mike, it's the attacker running into the defender.
What's your opinion on Justice Climb up to 7th ahead of Manchester United? I mean, none really, just that still like mid-table Premier League side still.
Just watches there. He has the midfield play. Just. Oh. Does he kick the ball? I'm not sure. Probably not have enough in it.
No, I don't think he kicks the ball, but I just think that Ahmad's actually stood on his foot. I know his foot's out there. I don't think it's a penalty kick, so correct decision by Paul and backed up by the VAR.
Why did you say 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐾𝐲 and the semis Bayern lost because of you? Well, I didn't lose. I had no, in fact, on the game explicitly. But I said 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐾𝐲 because the game wasn't over. So I was like, relax, calm down. There's still plenty of football to be played. I'm not saying 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐾𝐲 as in 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐾𝐲 the tie's done and so on and so forth. I'm not using it like in the way that like like I was saying 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐾𝐲 in terms of like relax. There's still plenty of football to be played. Don't get overly ahead of yourselves here. That's what I meant by 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐾𝐲. Who else has GCSEs coming up? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's GCSE season I'm just about to finish off with my exams. But yeah, I do feel for you guys. GCSEs start, what, mid-May? I remember when I had to do my GCSEs. Rough days, but best of luck to you all, and make sure to revise properly.
It was 3 years ago yesterday he made his Premier League debut for Hag and United against Leicester, 11th of May 2021. Since then, of course, injuries have not been kind to him. So Sunderland was.
Your prediction for the Euros? I mean, I haven't really thought of it much. I think they're still quite far away. I think what I will say, just general predictions. I think that the Euros are going to be a lot tighter than people have out to be. I think most people have France and England as pretty clear favorites and whatnot, and everybody, at least that's the general sentiment I get. And everybody else is sort of a pretty distantly far, which I would disagree with, especially given how France and England have both played recently. Don't certainly reassure things. So yeah, I think they're going to be a lot closer, but I still would say, yeah, I'd probably edge out France and England as slight favorites. And even with France, like given their recent form and whatnot, I don't even know if we're really worthy and justifiable in having that rank. What does aller mean in French? Just curious. It means let's go. It's the, oh my goodness. Aller means like let us go. It's a first person like plural term.
Has pulled it back to enormous relief, and indeed the relief of those in front of him.
It means come on. Nah, not quite. Like, because aller comes from the verb aller. So ALLER, and aller means to go. So a proper translation, a direct translation is let's go. Let us go, like as a group. Let's go.
As previously mentioned on Wednesday.
But yeah, in the context of like if I go and I score a goal and I say aller, it can also be translated to like come on. But I think the most faithful translation I would say is like something like let's go. Yeah. So that aller Paris would translate to like let's go Paris. Junior, what's your prediction score for the UCL final? I mean, I don't know. No, it's true. Again, I usually do like the predictions quite like closer to the actual final and see how the teams are in form and whatnot. But I think whatever it is, I think Real Madrid is going to win. As for a score prediction right now, I don't have one, but I think Real Madrid will win. And dare I say, almost perhaps in a pretty convincing manner. Nothing like a smacking like 5-0 or anything, but something like 2-0 or something, 3-1, something like that. If you had to press me on it right now. Always has to win though. I want Dortmund to win. Don't get me wrong, but I think Real Madrid is going to do it. Like I'd be more than willing to come up and with an apology video to Dortmund and whatnot for underestimating them throughout the campaign, right? But I just don't think they'll be able to do it against against Real Madrid. Come on, Garnacho. Ah. It'll be a great battle between Vinny and Sancho. I guess they do sort of play on the similar side, so yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. Junior, I heard that one can stream the Euros without copyright or anything like that in a restaurant, right? I mean, not quite, because... Yeah, no, not quite. Because I guess even when... Actually, that is it's always something I've thought about, because when you go to a restaurant and whatnot, they typically display the games there, right? And I guess not everybody pays, but then I guess you could also make the same case, for example, that when, like, let's say for example, you guys have a watch party for the final and you have friends and family come over to watch the game at a specific person's house. It's not that everyone there is specifically paying for the subscription and whatnot. One person pays for it and everybody else gets to benefit from it. However, the nature in which it's different from what I'm doing, I guess, is that I'm directly like profiting and making money from like whilst I'm streaming and whatnot through ads and so on and so forth. And by me distributing, like, at least if it's like in a restaurant or something, you have to be in that city, town, etc., etc. Whereas this, it's very widely available. If I showed it, it's very easy for anybody to come on a public platform, go to YouTube and find my channel and start watching the game. So that's why. But it gets into tricky things with like copyright law and so on and so forth. But yeah.
Down for Arsenal.
Just got nudged off Højlund, just bumps into him, lands on that left ankle.
Minutes of the Premier League and the Champions League from Saliba. A while of dead rubber match day 6.
I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate, but at some point too, when you fail to convert all the opportunities that you did have, you've only got yourself to blame there. Predictions for Copa America. Again, for that, I haven't really gone and thought about it too much. Yeah, I mean, they're still like what, a month away, more than that. Like, what are we? Today's the 12th, right? Yeah, 12th. Copa America starts the 20th. The Euros start the 14th. So, yeah, I'd say it's too early.
Odegaard ran out of places to go. Amrabat looked to roll.
Nah, Amrabat, that's a poor ball there.
And he makes his own time.
But in terms of who I'm supporting, of course, as a good Canuck, I have to support my fellow countrymen. Let's go Canada. Obviously, we're gonna know to some despair in the Argentinian hearts.
Menu. That's a problem for Ryan. He seeks a club record 27th win in a 38-game season. Invincible's only won 26.
Well, Belly doesn't have UCL. And he deserves. He deserves it, and Lumen deserves it too. And it's much last UCL Real. He deserves. I mean, I don't think they deserve. Okay, when you say deserve to, I guess anybody who's in the final can go and merit to win it. But intrinsically, because they haven't won it, they have to win it. Well, you would argue that there's more players on Dortmund's team that have not won it yet. So, yeah. Didn't Modric say he's going to stay? Well, I don't think they've actually gone and... I mean, they probably discussed it internally, but I don't think there's been anything explicit as of yet late.
For which Gary Neville was...
3 minutes of added time here.
Amad. Amrabat.
Come on, Garnacho. Royce has played his entire career at Dortmund. He deserves it more. Well, that's for number one. That's not true. He didn't play his entire career. He spent some time at Stuttgart. No, Mönchengladbach. There you go. So he hasn't played his entire time at Dortmund.
It takes them in ahead. I want that second goal.
All right, that's time. That is time.
Close, tight, muggy sort of a day, and it's a game to match. Leandro Trossard has come up with
all right.
A sharp finish.
All right, okay. With that, I think so long as there's nothing there, I'll stop the actual commentary. But Arsenal have the lead. Come on, Arsenal. I mean, I'm in United. Just do us some good here and win, please. Or bring it back. Make it truly end their hopes here. We can't have them winning here. You have to be kidding me, man. It's basically guaranteed for Mbappe to go to Real Madrid. I mean, yeah, I think now it's just a matter of formalities and waiting how they're going to decide to break it, when they're going to decide to do so. But everything points to him going to Real Madrid. The rumors are there, the leaks and so on and so forth. So it's anything but almost done. But yeah. So I'm guessing you're praying for Arsenal's downfall. Since you're a Spurs fan, I'd say that's pretty accurate. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Wait, hold on. What? Hold on. WCAM isn't been set properly. Let me try to fix it. Hold on. Come on. I'm a big fan. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Can't seem to get wCam working today. She can't. Yeah, I don't know why, but doesn't seem to want to work here today. Hold on. Well, I guess we just won't have any wCam this time, I guess. That's fine. Do you think that Spurs could win City after 3 days? What? Hold on. I don't understand your question. Do you think Spurs might purposely sabotage Arsenal by trying to draw with City? But then again, Tottenham could drop to the Conference League if they lose both games in their last day. So yeah, I don't think so. I think not only that, but like even if Spurs had nothing to play for and we're just mid-table, like even as a fan, as much as I dislike Arsenal, at the end of the day, football is about winning and individually doing well. And so, like, if you go and you start to purposely lose or purposely draw so that your rivals don't win, what does that show you about your fan base? Like you're more concerned about them than you actually are about your individual proper performance. So for Spurs, it's always win. Now that being said, if for example Spurs lose and it just means that Arsenal can't win and whatnot, I guess the loss won't be nearly as bad. That's what I'll say. But I'm still generally against purposely going and losing. Just so that your rivals can't win. But yeah. Please answer. What do you think $50 million clubs will get from the upcoming 2025 Club World Cup? For me, it's good for African clubs. Please answer. And the amount. Well, I guess I haven't really gone and thought of how much money they're going to be going and making. Certainly in that, I guess, yeah, the money probably certainly will do these African clubs quite some good. But, yeah, for the European team, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is gonna pan out. In fact, does anybody know when it actually is? Let me check. 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. It's gonna be in June. It's gonna be from the 15th of June to the 13th of July. So it's gonna be like an actual proper World Cup then. Interesting. I mean, here are the teams that are already qualified. So you've got Chelsea, Real, and City, and I think Bayern, who are all qualified by I think it's just these three who are qualified on the virtue of the fact that they've won the Champions League for Europe at least. Bayern, PSG, Inter, Porto, Benfica, Dortmund, Juve, and Atletico, I think, are qualified on the virtue of their coefficients in UEFA. So there's still one spot that's up for grabs, which I'm assuming is because this year's Champions League, but I don't think that's a qualifier for now. If anybody does actually know what the proper reasoning is, I think that's the final spot there. And then you got Palmeiras, Flamengo. I think that is. That's Flamengo. I think that's Sao Paulo. Oh my god, hold on. Let me actually make sure that I'm actually talking properly. Sao Paulo Football Club. That's not even the correct one. So who's that? Okay, that's Palmeiras. That's Flamengo. What's the other big European club I'm missing? Fluminense there. Thank you. There you go. Okay, I know I was missing one of them. For CONMEBOL. And in CONCACAF, I think that's Monterrey, the Sounders, and Leon. I'm not even gonna try to pretend to know who this is in CAF. And then that's Al Hilal. Don't know who they are, and then don't know who they are. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the tournament pans out and the importance of it. And our team's gonna take it ultra seriously, really. Ten Hag 100% shouldn't get sacked when United have had 70 injuries this season, which is a club record. True, but even in the opportunities and times that players haven't necessarily been injured and whatnot, I don't think he showed enough there to warrant him getting another season. And I don't think do you think there's been, I'm not a United fan obviously, but would you say that there's been progression footballing wise in terms of the style of play from, for example, oh my goodness, why is his name escaping me right now? From Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I don't think so. With Ten Hag, you were promised this total football, this really possession-based football, all this, then the other. You had a lot of money to spend and buy players that he wanted to do so, right? So you can't say that he's not been given any money. United spent quite a bit of money. So he's had all that. And despite this, it's not even that they're, rebuilding and so on and so forth. It's that they're just where they were before, playing just as ugly football and getting maybe last season better result, and it was looking positive, but certainly this season worse results, right? And so I don't know. I think with that being said, being a non-United supporter, I think it's difficult for you to make a strong case in why he should still stay despite all those things. Let me fix this. Junior, Real Madrid. I'm assuming you're saying, what do you think would happen if, who would win between Real Madrid and Leverkusen? I mean, I don't watch Leverkusen play that regularly, so I'm not sure if I'm authoritative on that. But it'd be a tight game for sure. I think, actually, I really don't know. I think it'd be really tight. I think it can go either way. Actually, I was gonna say, no, I think it's gonna be Real Madrid. I think maybe I would probably ever so slightly edge Real Madrid winning them just because on class. But in this current form, you wouldn't be hard pressed to say that it's gonna be Dortmund. I mean Leverkusen. Pardon me. I hate Arsenal. Up Chelsea. It's the best rivalry in the world. I guess for me, the one that's even from growing up, is for me, it's always been on Classico. But it's a video I've been actually meaning and interested in making. Is I don't know. Classicos for me at least, they don't seem to be what they once used to be. They've fallen off quite considerably, I would say too. Right, as in before it was, it was huge, this and the other, grandiose, and now it's just it's lost a lot of its pizzazz, is how I would put it. But yeah. Bro, imagine Ten Hag gets sacked. The whole cycle continues of sacking managers. Look at Arsenal and Arteta. He was bad at the start. They let him time, and now he's been saying, yeah. But what I would still say with the difference between Arsenal and United is that, yes, Arsenal were bad and they had a really, really, rough patch and all. But all right, to contrast that is that you saw a pretty significant in like the style of play was changing, right? So there's that. There's the fact that he couldn't bring personnel. The thing is, though, with Ten Hag and whatnot, he's not only gotten a lot of the money to spend and be able to get the players he wanted, and he has done so. But with all those players, yes, granted, there's been injuries and so on and so forth and mitigating circumstances. But still, in all that, he hasn't. It's not like the football out on display there has changed, right? As in, when you're winning and things are going right, you can sort of, to a certain degree, tolerate, not playing football as especially in Ten Hag's case, I would see the way that you'd promised it. But now that you've got injuries, yes, but you're also not playing well and you're losing, you're not doing well. I think it's difficult to go and say that you should keep him. But yeah. All right, hold on, let me close my window here. There you go. Those who want Ten Hag to stay want Man United to fail. I mean, I don't know. I just don't get, like, what more would we need to do, for example, for you to get him sacked, right? Goldbridge. I mean, I don't obviously I watch Goldbridge. I don't really particularly even watch Goldbridge. Obviously, I just see what takes come out on the internet, so on and so forth. But like, just to look at the Premier League table and whatnot, right? For as bad as we said, for the fact that they're now behind are not great Chelsea. They're 8th. They've got 54 points as currently speaks. Even they are currently nearly 9 points behind Spurs. So they're not catching up to Spurs. Or potentially are not going to be qualifying for Europe whatsoever, unless obviously they win the FA Cup, which I guess now they have to sort of bankroll, and their season sort of hinges on that. But even if like he rescues you and in a one-off game they're able to beat City and win the FA Cup, I still don't think that you then go out and give him like a full extra season. Like, even in that being said, like they nearly did not win the FA Cup, right? It took them to penalties playing against a team they are way better than to go and to be in this FA Cup final. And so I don't know what more needs to be done to show that he shouldn't be in that position. Anyways, let's go back to the game. All right, let me hear what they have to say and then bring the audio back.
Well, it's one.
Yeah, I mean, at half-time, we'll have just been asking them to up the tempo, be a little bit more urgent, don't let the game drift, because it can be a dangerous place, this. You think about what happened to Liverpool here a few weeks ago when they were dominant.
Still went ahead at half-time, have maximised.
Problem with Ronaldo, problem with Rashford, problem with Sancho, problem with De Gea, problem with Garnacho supposedly now. Said they will all play Ajax football. Get this brother right. Yeah, I agree. So he's gotten everybody. He's caused butted head with everybody at the club. You look at Sancho. Sancho was supposedly made to be this demon and whatnot, this plague on United. He's left. Now he's playing some of the best football of his career again. De Gea, all these other players, yeah. And not only that, but the football that he promised when he initially came is nowhere to be seen. So it'd be fine. I'd be willing to keep him on if and have him continue as a like give him more opportunity if there'd been like an attempt to play the style of football that he promised, but there is none. And so with that, I just have to say, well, if he's not even showing the style of football that he promised and the results aren't going our way, it's not like he's playing very, pragmatic football and whatnot, but we're getting results, so on and so forth. It's like the football's not good, and the results aren't good. If you can tolerate either or, but you can't tolerate neither, is sort of what I mean. Yeah, exactly. There you go. So I don't know. I find it very perplexing that Arsenal, I mean, United fans, some obviously, I think most, actually, I don't know. What's the general sentiment among United fans? Do they want him gone? Do they want to give him a chance? Like, I guess again with Pochettino, I'd be again more so sympathetic in his case, but even in his case, I'd argue like I think it'd be difficult.
So far.
Yeah, even with Poch, I think it's different. Poch has only been there a year. He's got a very young squad too. But even with him, I'd still be pretty critical on that. Like, yes, you're a young squad and this, then the other, but you also still give Poch some time. Like, I'd probably still say, yeah, I think you should still give him a year and see how things go. But even for Poch, he got a full training season. It was known pretty early that he was going to be the manager. They signed a lot of players for a lot of money over the last couple of seasons. They didn't have any Europe to play for this season, which means they can fully focus on the league, whereas other teams had several competitions that they had to worry about and meander about. And despite all of these things, they are they still are, at least I think they're in European spots. I'm not sure where the conference league and all that stops and whatnot. But yeah.
Oh. He's had a couple of nervy moments. Carroll doing well again.
Hypothetically, if Portugal and Argentina win, I feel like 𝐀𝐫𝐬𝐿 would win. I think right now Argentina have a better squad than Portugal, so I'd say Argentina would win a confrontation between the two. But yeah, we can still pass Spurs. I mean, you certainly can. But you got like Chelsea. You're still just 1 point ahead of United, if I'm not mistaken. No, 3 points. What am I saying? So they're on 57. Spurs are on 63. So you need Spurs to lose both of their games, their next 2 games, and you would need to win your next 2 games. And even with that, okay, with that, goal difference would be the exact same. Or at least currently it is. So I don't know. It'd be tight. It'd be tight to City and Sheffield. I mean, I'm pretty sure the one against City versus Spurs is at Spurs. Yeah, Tuesday. So that's already tight. That's a tight one. You could say that they can feel galvanized, so on and so forth. But let's just go under the assumption that, for example, they go and they lose to City at home. Well, then they've got Sheffield United, which, with all due respect, are dead last in the Premier League.
20 until the 1st of July.
I mean, they barely beat Burnley. Well, barely beat. They still beat them. So, and as bad as Burnley are, they're also not Sheffield, who might be perhaps one of the worst ever teams in the Premier League era. I'm just looking at here quickly. The last 5 games, 5 losses on the bounce. I think I'm pretty sure it's going to be at Sheffield United, right?
It's difficult for the striker to know when to make the movement.
Yeah, they're playing at home in Sheffield, but I don't think there's enough. They're not playing for anything other than their pride. I think they're officially relegated. I think. I see they're on 16 points. They've only got 1 game to play. So, they're officially relegated. They've got nothing else to play for. I don't see. I think Spurs go and win away at Sheffield, or at least don't lose, I would say. And even with that, it's still, who does Chelsea have to play?
Havertz. Odegaard. Trossard.
Brighton. And Bournemouth. And Brighton's away from home. I mean, never know. Yeah, but I think there's things that are more likely than not.
Saka in that Arsenal offensive triumvirate. for Arsenal. It is a Manchester United ball.
Who do you think will be United manager if Ten Hag gets sacked for next season? Well, I mean, I really don't know. I haven't even been following and looking at their manager, so on and so forth. So I really wouldn't know. Doesn't matter as long as we qualify for Europe. I'd call it a W season for us. Really interesting. I mean, I don't know. I think Chelsea spent a lot of money. Granted, you have a young squad, a very young squad. You spent a lot, and I mean a lot of money. Your manager, it's not like he came in mid-season, didn't have a chance to, you know, train the players, so on and so forth. He had a full preseason, full everything. You didn't have any Europe to play for, which means you could solely focus on the league and whatnot. And despite that, I mean, it's going to be, is seventh good enough to qualify for Europe? I think it is. So I don't know. I don't know if you could say, I would consider my season a success. I think it'd be perhaps, I'd say at best mid. Seventh does get, okay, if it does get you into Europe, then okay, yeah. But to call it successful, I don't know. I think it'd be a bit I think it'd be a bit too much of a stretch. I think you could say that there's positives, but overall I think it's muted. I'd probably have to say. Like the same with Spurs' squad. Like, yes, started off great, and then there was a really rough patch. But I say the season overall is muted. There were moments in the season where it was really concerning, and other moments where you're like, okay, it was all right. But yeah. Please explain what are the important and must-do steps countries should take to get better in football. Okay, what do you mean? As in, like, at national level, like to produce better players and whatnot? I think your question is a bit too vague. Oh no, not Trossard again! Not Trossard again! No. Bro, United are defending for their lives here.
Crucial. Wan-Bissaka's block from Rice, and then Dalot.
We've been better than last season at least. Well, if last season is your metric, last season you guys were like generally terrible. So I don't think that's a very hard bar to pass. And then again, last season you guys also were in a Champions League quarterfinal. You guys had more games to play, so on and so forth. But yeah, I don't know.
Terrific for Manchester United. Under pressure now. Saka, Trossard.
Yeah.
By White.
For India to get better overall in the national and club level. Well, okay, I don't know about club. I think is difficult. It's going to be, you have to sort of compete with the other leagues and whatnot to attract better players and whatnot. But certainly at national levels is number one, produce better players. And I think one of the things is just the issue with, especially with India, is that I think it's not without coincidence that some of the best countries in the world at the national level are countries in which football is the primary, and in some cases, basically the only major sport played, right? And in all these, the France, England, especially in Latin America, Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, Colombia, Germany, all these places, football is the most popular sport. Whereas India, that's definitely not the case. And so when you're a child, most people aspire to be the best cricket player rather than the best footballer. You're not gonna, it's gonna be difficult to encourage them and grow your footballing base. And then from then on there, because if there's no demand for it, then people aren't just going to go and start supporting, playing the sport, etc., etc. It's sort of one of the big reasons also why I don't think football... Garnacho, come on, man. I think it's also potentially one of the reasons why...
He's in his own box, up against someone who's got a trick in him.
I think it's perhaps one of the reasons why, for example, Canada and the United States, for example, struggle at international level. That's a brilliant tackle there from Saliba. Holy smokes. So calm and composed. That's very well defended there.
Principal differences this time last year. He just wasn't there.
Yeah, Saliba's good. I think Saliba should be starting for the French national team. It's just for some reason he just doesn't play. He seems a different player when he plays for France than he does when he plays for Arsenal. But yeah.
Looks like he's a little bit leggy in midfield. So does 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐞𝐽. They could go and get that second.
Junior, can you look at my comment, please? Okay, let me see. We had a rebuild, and our team is vulnerable because they're young, but we could get 𝐀𝐫𝐬𝐿 next season. So I hope we win the Conference League/Europa League and finish higher in the league next season. I mean, I think that's a fair characterization, but I still don't understand how you would go then from there and say that this season, for example, current season is a successful one for Chelsea.
The Stretford end retorting.
Like, I'd say, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd say it's been muted. There's been moments, yes, where things were good, but there's also been moments where, like, the football's not been great and whatnot, and etc., so on and so forth. Like, there's been a lot of, like, there's been some very low lows, namely not a couple weeks ago when, I guess, yeah, I'm not going to say too much because Spurs also did lose, but for example, Chelsea getting battered 5-0 to their, London rivals Arsenal. I guess Spurs also obviously did lose to them, but Spurs was different in that it was, 3-2 in the end. Granted, it was at home and so on and so forth, but that, other losses to teams you should be winning, so on and so forth, but you didn't. So, yeah. India need to allow people with dual nationality to play. They have decent players with dual nationality, and nobody is giving up their English nationality for India, for example. Yeah, I think perhaps that would work too. Allowing as people who do have dual citizens to play. It's certainly what, for example, the Canada and the United States do that quite often. A lot of African countries have the same thing, so I'm not against it. But I think also that if India should also focus on developing their own homegrown players as well. Because yes, as much as it's nice to use players with dual citizenship, to a certain degree, it's always going to be that you're sort of going to get the rejects for the actual nation. It's the same thing. Come on, Garnacho. No! Garnacho. What was that?
It's disappointing. It's not often that White and Saka get it wrong when they double up.
That was terrible.
Side,
But what happened to the defending there, though?
position for Garnacho.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible finish.
It's almost as if the Manchester United fans, the worse the team are, the more they sing. And the same at Crystal Palace on Monday night.
Carabao Cup final, FA Cup semi-final, and 7th in the league. Well, yes, granted, okay, FA Cup semi-final, I think that's a good accomplishment. You lost to City. That's good. 7th in the league, yes, but 7th in the league when you didn't have any Europe to play. All the Premier League overall, bar Liverpool and Arsenal and City. Like, the other teams have not been at their best either. United haven't been there. Spurs haven't been necessarily at their best. You didn't have any Europe to play for, so you had no excuse of, we're tired, so on and so forth. And the Carabao Cup final, you lost to like a B team Liverpool side. So it's not near, like, you have to take those aspects into account as well.
Second wind.
What are your thoughts on Glory Hunters? Well, I've literally made a full short dedicated to what I think about Glory Hunters. So yeah. We were robbed. I mean, I haven't watched the game in a while back, but what aspect in particular were you robbed of? 'Cause I can't remember off the top of my head what happened in the game. Yeah, Donda is a great player. He also played for Liverpool. I don't know more details, but to be honest, but he can't give up his England citizenship for India. as he won't be allowed to play there.
Auxiliary fullback.
I mean, what if United are losing so that City don't win and Spurs are going to lose to City so that Arsenal start dropping points? Huh? Wait, hold on. Let me read the question. What if United are losing so that City don't win and Spurs are going to lose to City so that Arsenal start dropping points? I don't see the parallels. Wouldn't United especially want to win against Arsenal? I guess, well, they don't like Arsenal either, but to prevent their arch rivals from going 4 in a row, which as far as I recall has never been done in the Premier League era.
Again, driving up White, who has Saka as a friend.
Just been a little bit passive, Arsenal, and then when they're winning back, they're just not doing enough to get in their attacking shape. Just inviting a bit of pressure.
To lengthen his stride. 𝐻𝙪 beyond him. Nice.
You think Mbappe will be successful at Real Madrid? I think he certainly can be if things work out decently well. But we'll see. Come on, not Odegaard.
Slips, 𝐻𝙪 just goes inside him, it opens up. I've seen so many times 𝙁𝙁𝑾𝐽𝑝, you wonder whether actually he pulls it back to that near post. He does that quite a bit.
White has a good win. Odegaard, Saka.
Come on, Saka. What am I saying? Come on, Saka. I don't want him to do well.
Evans.
Okay, personally, I want him to do well, but I can't have him scoring or anything here.
Dalot. Saka. McTominay. 4 in red ahead of him. One of those is Garnacho.
Come on, Garnacho. Give him a little razzle dazzle here. Come on, that's a good ball.
Across the face.
Ah.
Stayed down, just slows down Ben White and Nacho, and then just that little acceleration.
Oh. Come on, United.
Check on that collision, nothing doing. 𝐻𝙪 having scored what may turn out to be one of the season's most important goals gives way.
I think it's the right move. I think Mikel Arteta just smelling what's going on out there and trying to inject a little bit of pace, and I think Martinelli certainly does that. Just quicker on the counter-attack if they're going to play a little deeper and soak up a bit of pressure. It's a smart move from the Arsenal manager.
Can Dortmund beat Madrid if they bring their best game? I mean, yeah, I think yes, but I think also they would need to hopefully fall upon a not very hungry Real Madrid. As in, I even said it in the PSG tie. If PSG are at their best and doing what they need to do, I don't think that Dortmund are able to go through. All right? Because what I said is that assuming both teams at their very best, Dortmund at their best and Real at their best, I don't see, same thing with PSG, is I don't see them going through. But if they are at their best, as Dortmund were in the tie against PSG, and Dortmund and PSG don't rise to the occasion, rise to the level, and are not as good, well then yes, then they can do something, which is exactly what happened with PSG, which I don't think, unfortunately, for me, because I still do want Dortmund to win, it's going to happen, especially in the Champions League final, so on and so forth, and with a club like Real Madrid who have done there and done so and been there previously in the past.
Garnacho scooting away from White.
Come on, last few minutes here. Something what, like 20, 22 minutes left in regulation. Come on.
Casemiro. Unimpeded view.
Come on, Casemiro.
With that. Shooting from 40 yards.
There has been the natural temptation in the narrative around this title race to talk of this game and City at Spurs on Tuesday, but for each of them there is a game beyond it. Each finishes at home on the final day. Everton come to Arsenal. Here's Saka.
Saka.
Seated behind for a corner. Just around the preparing Anthony. Just getting a whisper in his ear from Steve McLaren, and that might be why. Now he's seated.
He's been sharp, Hamad.
So yes, it is Ahmad who gives way, and Anthony who replaces him. It was his first Premier League start of the season.
If there's any United fans in the chat, do you guys think that that they can still do a comeback?
Those fans on the far side. Anti's going to walk straight into a defensive corner, and Saliba's headed two of them already in this game. He looks free. Look at Saliba there. I can never get my head around it, me. The idea that Arsenal's biggest player is just stood there unmarked, 8 yards out, and no one's even trying to block him. I get the fact there's zonal marking, but at least make it difficult for him to run.
Guard for Saka. Saka for Rice. Guard from wide again.
They have to put in a cross here, though. Come on, I'm back. Come on. Foul. Well done.
Fighting back in on the Moroccan, and Routinho has his card in his hand.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at Arsenal not putting that ball in the...
Just putting a cross. I don't understand this 𝐾𝐲, so on and so forth.
Even on the short one, don't end up delivering it and giving it away, and just nudges Saka.
Just putting a cross in.
Wins the foul.
Last 20 minutes.
20 minutes left.
Evans into a corridor for 𝙀𝙘𝘾𝑗. Out by Saliba, forward by White, gathered by Amrabat. Just United retaining their interest here into the...
I'm a United fan. Okay, but if you are a United fan, do you think that there's still hope? Do you guys think you guys can turn this around? I don't know. I just haven't seen enough. And there he goes. I say that interception. I don't think there's an... they're not showing much to show that they can get an equalizer. And a win, forget it. Forget it.
Player, manager or fan, I think you'd have taken this situation at the start of the game. Manchester United get battered at Crystal Palace 4-0. 1-0, 20 minutes to go. Manchester United still in the game. There's a part of the season where strange things happen, in a ground where strange things can sometimes happen.
Well, good win. Come on, come on, come on, United. Come on, Anthony. Find something. Do something. Oh, my goodness. Junior, question for you. Would you swap all of Mbappe's goals for PSG with the series he missed in the Champions League final in 2020?
This was the one where Ante just tucks in narrow, wins it.
Well, okay, as in, you say that we swapped them, as in, we don't score, so then all those goals we don't score whatsoever, like point blank period. because I mean Mbappe's still putting up like 40+ goals a season. So I mean, yes, it would be great that you win the Champions League, but with those goals, like, who knows? As in, are you saying what every goal he scores up to then he's swapped? Because you would argue that you probably wouldn't get to that Champions League, you know, final if it weren't for his goals already.
Dig in for.
That's the question. Yes. So that means that what? So Mbappe has, I think, 255 goals for PSG. So are you saying like what? All the 250 he scores, all the 254 other goals, 0, don't count for anything. And then, but that.
Manchester United, 𝐀𝐫𝐬𝐞𝐽 waiting to come on now. The young centre half, who like so many others has been in.
Yes. Well, okay, if that's the case, then probably not. Because if you remove all 255 goals for PSG, what, like, I mean, you arguably don't get to the final then.
Right. And that's first down.
No, he wouldn't even get to that final without his goals. Exactly. So that I reject. And not only that, like, then the scenes afterwards, you're probably like Mbappe's scoring a lot of goals. So you're probably like, what, maybe think of the amount of points he's been able to win you and so on and so forth. So probably not.
𝐻𝙪𝙨𝑞𝐾𝐼𝑒 against 𝐻𝙪𝙨𝑞𝐾𝐝. Away by Saliba.
Not creating chances. But they're knocking at the door.
Oh, interesting. Although I don't think it means much for. Well, actually, I don't know for Real Sociedad actually, but at least for Barcelona, I think for the most part, I think they've gotten their spot for the Champions League. We'll see. He didn't score any knockout goals that season, so yeah, but he did score some important goals in the group stages, and not to mention the league. So it's like, okay, do you want him? Like, the thing is, if you remove all the goals he's ever scored for you, you arguably wouldn't even be in the Champions League to begin with because of all the league goals that he helped you to win the league in the previous season. So that's the lens I'm looking it through. Is that we could argue if Mbappe doesn't score the 255 goals and whatnot, that PSG isn't even in the Champions League to begin with because they don't win the league or they don't finish second.
If he is booked at Villa tomorrow, that would be a real shame if he missed the last home game. That's Monday Night Football. Tuesday night is Spurs against City, which can be defining, perhaps decisive. If Arsenal win here, and Manchester United Newcastle also has its own narrative around Europa League qualification. That on Wednesday evening.
Can you watch PSG versus Toulouse, Mbappe's last match? I was planning on streaming it. I'm not sure if I'll be like. I'm feeling really tired right now, so I'll probably take a nap or something and I'll see. The game is at 8, so I should theoretically have enough time to rest up for it and in preparation for it. But what time is it right now? It's like 6, so maybe with like a little power nap I might be ready and good enough to stream it, but we'll see. Come on, Garnacho, come on, please this time. Oh, come on, United. Why do I even trust in you guys? Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen.
Touch on it and a block, but Saka gives it away, and then somebody strides away from Partey and just feeds Garnacho again, who's been on the ball a lot in this second half. Just a swerve on the ball that maybe just just fades away.
Have you seen the fantasy video ranking Benzema, Eto'o, and Suarez? I have not. I have not. What did they rank them? I'd be curious to know.
They'll be reliant on Tottenham to help make their dreams come true. Never mind that for now, because that evening won't be the same evening if Arsenal don't hang on here.
Junior, that's probably the dumbest question I have heard. That Mbappe question. I mean, the thing is, okay, if he posed it that, like, I don't know, they score half of the goals, maybe, or that he doesn't score ever after again, maybe. But if you say he doesn't score at all, like he scored one goal for PSG, that's all, would I take it? I mean, no. Just watch him score here. What a save. What a save. Holy smokes, what a save there from Onana there. I guess keeps them in the game this far. But that's crazy.
5 or 10 meters, he just... Manchester United's 3 defenders there just stand off him, allow him to have the shot.
I mean, that's pretty poor defending there.
That's to be strong. Because there is some power on that strike, and this time Arsenal...
Good save.
They must put it in.
They ranked Eto'o last, 0 ball knowledge. I mean, so it was with Eto'o, Benzema, Suarez. I'd probably put Suarez first. I think Eto'o and Benzema are close.
When he's ready.
I'd maybe edge out Eto'o just about, but I think it's close.
Rice for Saka again.
Yeah, that's the big main argument there. But I think it's certainly close.
And now Manchester United are in a hurry.
Yeah, Saka's struggling behind that goal. He's gone down into that hoarding area.
Meantime, Nkana.
Ooh, this is a dangerous challenger from Odegaard. Find someone. Ah, that's really good from Garnacho there. Neymar or Mbappe. It depends what you're like overall. Who do I prefer? Player. I think in terms of technical ability, I think it's unquestionable that Neymar is #1. But overall player PSG, I think I have to put Mbappe there. Although, like, I really did bro, Neymar first season at PSG, bro, holy smokes, like he was that guy.
Players there, they defended it with 10 men.
Garnacho's corner, Raya through the crowd. Off goes Martinelli, and Wan-Bissaka had to get that right. Havertz, off goes Martinelli again, and he's goal side of Mainoo. Can hold him up. And bump and ball. Corner.
Do you think Arsenal will win the league? I don't think so. I think City just have too much momentum, too much experience, have been there already, been there, done that. I think they're gonna go and do it eventually. It'll be tighter than most seasons. I think they'll still gonna do it. Saka's gone down now.
He has bought it.
So Gabriel Jesus is about to come on.
It's made clear, Paul Tierney, that he is adding on this time, and Arsenal are going to replace Bukayo Saka with Gabriel Jesus.
Mbappe or Haaland? For me, Mbappe. I think Mbappe is the better player overall. Was more the entertaining player. The one thing I would give.
Slow as you go down.
The one thing I would give.
At the bottom, I'm not sure, but
The one thing I would give Haaland, I think he's a better goal scorer. Other than PSG, which club do you support? Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur. Gotta go by. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining on the stream. Very much appreciated, and I'll see you soon, Bald Potato.
Also, who scored the very late clinch.
You think Arsenal bottled the league like Dortmund last season or similarly? No, I don't think. Well, okay. I guess I took a bit of it from Manny in the pot. I don't think this season would be a bottle necessarily. Like, whoo, that was close. Like if Arsenal, for example, go on to win every single one of their games this season, that's a good save again. If Arsenal go on to win every single game this season, and still fail to lose the league, I think it would be the most points Arsenal have ever gotten in the Premier League. And if at that point, when you're at that point and you still don't win the league, I think that's more so just like City were just that much better than you, right? So sometimes you just have to say, all right, fair enough, fair play. So it wouldn't be a bottle. Not only that, but it's not like last season at the on point, they were like 10 points clear of City, and in the end they were like 5 points behind them at the end. So I don't want to say it's a bottle job this time around. Okay, not bottle, but lose. I think they probably still will lose. I don't think they have enough. I just think that City's going to be too good for them, basically. Okay, in that case, let us cut off half the goals he scored. PSG, would you take that deal then? I personally would. Even half the goal, that's still a lot. Like, because the thing for me, the big thing is the fact that you're cutting off every single goal he's ever scored. If you, for example, cut off like half the goals since that final afterwards, as in like he continues up like that, or like he never scores again for PSG, something like that, that's perhaps more interesting. Because even then, I still don't know if you remove half the goals he scored, do PSG still in some tight league games? Do we still win that game and go through? I don't know. If you go and you say you cut half the goals from after that final, then yeah, probably I maybe would take that. But if you cut off like just half the goals period, I don't know. After that final, then yeah, I think I'd be much more willing to take it. Like maybe 60-40, I would take it. But yeah. Come on, Anthony.
Saka. Menu. Anthony. Saka. Menu.
Bro, it's a poor ball. It's like what, 5 minutes left in the game here.
Bodies in the middle, but none of them are sure when the ball's going to come in, so they can't make the runs. Earlier in this half.
Junior, what are you watching it on? It's on Now TV, so Sky here in the UK.
By Tommy Asu. That was lightning. That was a bit of lightning, yeah. Then we did see a forecast for storms, and there.
Oh, whoa! We're hearing some thunder there. Holy smokes! It's about to be a thunderstorm over there in up in Manchester. Junior, I still wouldn't, because the people would think that he is trash and also rate PSG poorly for winning one UCL and not performing anymore. I mean, yeah, I don't know. For me, the question would be like, hey, how many fewer goals would PSG need to still be able to, for example, win the league? Or at the very least, for example, at the very least, still be competitive in the Champions League. I guess that's the question.
A whole load of would-be replacements.
That would be my question.
Ethan Wheatley.
I started pouring.
Christian Eriksen.
Goodness me, started pouring.
Mancunian rain.
Look at this. That's quick.
That one saw.
Are you going to watch the last Mbappe game at the Parc des Princes? Well, I guess it might not be his last game at the Parc des Princes, because he'll still probably play there for the national team, but certainly most likely his last game under wearing PSG colors. Yeah, at least for now, for his current season. We never know. Maybe he could come back to the club in the future. We'll see. His last game period would be the Coupe de France final, which is the... When is it? It has to be something like the 20... It's towards the end of the, like 5 days before the Champions League final. So if the Champions League final is the 1st of June, the 31st, 30th, 29th, 28th, 27th, I think.
A hopeless course on Monday.
Why is the stream lagging? There doesn't seem to be any issues with my end of things there. But yeah. It's the 25th. So yeah, I mean, so that is officially is going to be his last and final game. You could have that Ronaldo redemption story coming back to PSG after a long time. Well, I mean, if it finishes, the redemption finishes like it did for Ronaldo, I don't know how much of a redemption story arc it will be. So I don't think you chose the best example necessarily there. And it would depend on when he came back, how old he was when he came back, etc. Like, he's never... Like, Mbappe didn't grow up a PSG fan, right? So, yeah.
Believe in them all to the hilt.
Yeah, those Arsenal fans know they're getting into that period of the game now where nervy. United score, there's no coming back from it, but they can trust.
Jesus. Guards. Rice.
No. No. Oh my.
Defense for us has been so reliable this season.
Just one to the corner. Goal kick given. The 90th minute. Close to another precious clean sheet. Eric's
Come on, United. Just do something here.
Forsen.
Just get a last minute smash and grab.
Anthony. Garnacho, Forsen.
Not a foul there.
Referee wanted to wave it on, but after allowing himself a heartbeat or two, he was stopped to award a free kick.
The referee has indicated a minimum of 6 minutes.
6 minutes of added time.
Yeah, it's stupid from Gabriel Jesus.
There you go.
He stopped the play, I think, Gary, because he wondered if...
Junior, question for you. Would you rather win one UCL with PSG
a foul,
or do a three-peat of UCLs with another team? Other, as in...
Forsen.
Or what do you mean? Or do as in me playing for the other team and winning it, like three-peat UCLs? Or are you saying like another team I support does a three-peat in UCLs?
Kamwala, Mainu, Forsen.
Yes to what? Yes to like my another team I support winning it 3 times on the trot. Come on.
Myers gloves.
You play for the team. I mean, I don't know. I guess. Guess if I'd win it, I'd probably say I'd win it. Yeah, I would do three-peat, but I really love to win it for. If I could do both, you know, win it for do a three-peat with PSG, that'd be quite nice.
There are many rear guards. Probably the most discussed from Arsenal this year. Perhaps the most celebrated was the goalless draw at Manchester City.
Man, it is. You can hear thunderstorms. Cumulonimbus clouds looming over Old Trafford.
A smart leisure jacket is in for a soaking.
He's gone spring, summer too early.
And it's really, really pouring now over there in Manchester.
Partey and Odegaard run for shelter. 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐿 and Jorginho see out stoppage time.
Yeah, they got fire at the back. And a wall in front. 5-4-1.
95th. I mean, hopefully. I don't see it, unfortunately. I think it's done. Again, I'd be more than happy to be proven wrong here.
Dalot. Taken back by Jorginho, taken up by Martinelli. Forward by Tomiyasu, Martinelli through the middle here. Jesus is beyond him. Casemiro got between them smartly.
Come on, counter. Nah, they're just too rigid defensively.
It is a torrent now.
Come on, Garnacho. Ah!
Away for a goal kick.
He's asking for the foul. He thinks that the advantage was played. Martinelli did stick a leg out, but he'd gone past that point, I think, Garnacho just there. He had 3 or 4 touches after that moment.
Barely now watchable.
Ah, United, come on. Just ask for one thing. Wouldn't even ask you to win necessarily. Just draw. Just draw, and you can't even do that. Yellow card for time wasting. I mean, at this point, if you're Arsenal, you don't really care. 𝙬𝙬𝙦𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬
Snouted out by Casemiro. To bounce out by White. He would have certainly got the final touch.
Maybe 1 or 2 last attacks here for United. They just need to get a ball in the box here or something.
Forsen. Eriksson.
Is Rashford injured?
Christian Eriksen wants it
Let me see for the PSG game. If that's United, then cheers. Thanks for coming.
Jorginho, Jesus needs to keep it. Havertz needs to keep
It's
it.
a great challenge. That's a crunching tackle. Holy smokes. That's a Brexit tackle. Goodness me.
Garnacho holds him up. And comes to get it.
Yeah, that could be it if David Raya and this Arsenal backline just manage.
Just a couple of seconds here. That's it. That's the game.
Feel that his team are there if they just be a little bit clever. And Saliba.
Just not good enough, really, from United. Just not good enough.
And your player of the match, Gary?
Yeah, it's Saliba. 11th clean sheet away from home, and a really big one. They've had to keep concentration. Arsenal haven't been at the best today, but he has.
95.5 of 96 minutes. Long from Kangwala, out by White. Arsenal painfully close.
Just put in a cross.
Eriksson.
Put in a cross. Put in a cross.
Forsen.
Fine. No, my.
Yeah, it's a poor cross from Garnacho. Really poor.
That's a terrible cross.
The last 5 minutes haven't been great.
That's going to be the game, isn't it?
He already even made his way into the box. But that will be it. And the title race moves on.
To the final day. To the final day. Whatever happens at Tottenham.
That's it. That's game.
Arsenal cling on. Arsenal have kicked for home. Arsenal have dragged it to the wire. They will be in it on the final day. Leandro Trossard was the goal that means this compelling race will get its stride. There will, for sure now, be 2 of them competing to breast the tape.
It's going to be a final deadline. I mean, a good thing in terms of entertainment, it's going to be one heck of a final deadline day football. But, oh my.
Kept it alive.
And it is pouring there in Manchester. Holy smokes.
It beats down on the roof and on their heads.
Goodness me.
And they do not feel it. They are immune. They came to Old Trafford where so infrequently they win, and they found a win that was their obligation. They are up.
Can't believe it.
And lightning. Gary.
When you're in the position that Arsenal are in, everybody, Mikel Arteta, the player.
Which match will he stream on the final match day, Junior? I think I'll probably do it. The thing is, though, normally if I could, I would do a thing where I stream, like, I'm able to put multiple games, but I watch the games on my Apple TV and stream, like, connected to my computer, but within the app of Now TV or whoever it may be, they don't allow you to basically multi-stream or have multiple games up on the Apple TV at once. If I could do that, I'd put, like, I don't know, 4 of them, like watch all of them concurrently. But I guess most likely now, I don't know, I'll probably have both the City and Arsenal games up just to watch, most likely. But yeah,
Come the climactic day, Arsenal will have a crack at it. They've won at Old Trafford by a 0-0.
but yeah.
Indeed, singing in the rain, and why not? Because this Arsenal success story in 2024 goes on. 5 wins out of 5. The glee of a rare victory.
You think Chelsea will qualify for the Europa League? I don't know. They have to play Brighton away from home. That's difficult. So I guess we'll have to wait and see then.
And they stayed there to get the job done.
What is 6? Is it 5 and 6 qualify for the Europa League? Correct. If that's the case, maybe they're on the same amount of points as Newcastle, so it'll depend who Newcastle have to play. But yeah,
3 points behind Chelsea.
yeah, 5 and 6 qualify. So maybe. So they have a Brighton and Bournemouth to play. Who does Newcastle have to play? It depends on who Newcastle have to play. If Newcastle have to play some Mickey Mouse team that has nothing to play for, then yeah, maybe. But if they have to go and play, okay, no, they have to play United. They have United to play on Wednesday. And then I don't know who they play on final deadline day.
It's the final away game of the Jurgen Klopp era. Then Tuesday night it is City's trip to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We're on air.
Brentford is the other one. So I think those are 2 tougher-ish ties. So we'll see. We'll see. I think they could. I don't know. I think Newcastle will drop points somewhere in there. But we'll see. But I also feel like in those 2 last games, I feel like Chelsea could also drop points. So it'll be interesting to see.
Sky Sports Plus, serving up brand new live streams and a dedicated channel. Watch
All right.
team over 20 times next.
Okay, well, with all that said, I think I'm gonna call it there. It's been a good stream as usual. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be streaming the PSG game. I might do. I've got plans to do so, but I've been pretty tired, so we'll have to wait and see. But with that, thank you as usual. I may or may not be seeing you guys soon. If not, I think I'll be streaming sometime next week. If not, I do have exams coming up, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to stream the City Spurs game. But I'll certainly, at the very least, I'll be here next week for Premier League deadline day. And with that, thank you very much as usual. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, stay blessed, and Godspeed to you all. Bye.